Jai Shri Mataji, dear Sahajogi brothers and sisters, on behalf of the hosting countries of the Guru Puja 2020, a heartfelt welcome to all of you on this morning meditation session. Throughout the next 10 days, we will meet online to praise a different aspect of our Supreme Guru. Today we will start with the main primordial master principle, Shri Adi Guru Dattatreya. Let's do Namaskar, raise our Kundalini and give ourselves a bandhan. Let's keep our attention on Sahasrara for a couple of minutes to get ourselves fully settled for the program. Now let's welcome Shri Mataji with Swagata Agata. We will be offering garland on behalf of the hosting countries.
झुम झुम के करते हैं गाँव, झुम झुम के करते हैं गाँव। स्वागत आगत स्वागतम, स्वागत आगत स्वागतम। जबर माता जी के दर्शन पाकर, जबर माता जी के दर्शन पाकर करते हैं स्वागत दिल से गाकर, करते हैं स्वागत दिल से गाकर। हे प्रेम फूलों की माला पहनाते हैं, हे प्रेम फूलों की माला पहनाते हैं। हे स्वागत आगत स्वागतम, स्वागत आगत स्वागतम। सब करते स्वागतम, हम सब करते स्वागतम। आज हमारे बीच पधारे श्री माता जी आप ही तारे। हे झुम झुम के करते हैं गाँव, हे झुम झुम के करते हैं गाँव। स्वागत आगत स्वागतम, स्वागत आगत स्वागतम। निर्मल माँ से विनती हमारी, निर्मल माँ से विनती हमारी।
Param Puja Shri Mataji, on behalf of the hosting countries of Guru Puja 2020, Italy, Turkey, Bulgaria, Romania, Portugal, Iran, Russia, Israel, Oman, and UAE, and all Sahajogis of the world, we humbly welcome you and seek your permission to offer our deepest love, dedication, and devotion in your divine form of Shri Adi Guru Dattatreya. You are Sakshat, the Satguru, the Guru of all the Gurus. You are the one who came on this earth 10 times to teach to humanity the code of life, the principles of Dharma, and how to lead a balanced life. As our Mother and Supreme Guru, you have liberated us from our 6 enemies. You are our true Guru, we bow. O Divine Mother, you are verily Shri Adi Guru Dattatreya. Salutations to you. Mahamantras, followed by Shri Ganesha Mantra. Then we will watch the video talk of Shri Mataji.
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
आदिगुरु Dattatreya साक्षात्।
Today I would like to say about this chakra specially, that is the what we call the Nabhi chakra, is the central path of our evolution, where you start your seeking and you cross over to other side. Now surrounding this you will find there is the ocean of illusion, and this ocean of illusion was covered by a deity, by a special powerful personality whom we call as Dattatreya, is the primordial master. And he incarnated on this earth many a time. At the time of Christ, even before that, he incarnated as, say, Abraham, Moses, Socrates, Lao Tse. Later on, he incarnated as Muhammad Sahib. Then the same great principle incarnated as Nanak. Then the same principle at the last incarnated as Sainath or Shri. So the same great principle of this primordial master has incarnated. Because without a master, how will you be taken away from this illusion? How you are going to be exposed to that reality which you do not feel? What has to happen to you is that you have to become more sensitive, more open, awakened, enlightened, to feel that all-pervading power around you. Now these came again and again and told you that you must look after your dharma. Dharma doesn't mean any religion that is being established in the names of these people, because human beings know how to make a pickle out of everyone. They are great experts. All of them in essence are one and the same, but like flowers on the same tree can be taken away from time to time, and when they become ugly and they become completely spoiled, then people can claim, this is my flower, this is my flower. Everybody has become a contractor of this. Actually, these people belong to the whole universe. They are universal beings, and they came on this earth to give us a sustenance within us, a sustenance. Dharma means a sustenance. That is, we can say that a quality that is human. For example, gold has a quality, that is untarnishable. Carbon has a quality, that it is tetravalent. In the same way, I would say human beings have 10 valencies, or we can say has a quality that they have to have these 10 specialities in them so that they can be called as human beings. All these 10 specialities are represented by the 10 incarnations of this primordial spirit on this earth. There are many others also spirits who came, who are, we can say, followers of these, or we can say the disciple incarnations of this great power which we call as the primordial master. And such a primordial master is needed, no doubt. But such a primordial master has to have certain qualities. If they are missing, how is he going to be our master? A guru means a person who has got that weight in him, weight of virtues, of qualities, of righteousness, of holiness. A person who is not righteous, who is a parasite, who leads a bad life, cannot be your guru. Not only that, but what is a guru's speciality is that he makes you meet God. He connects you to God. He doesn't connect you to all kinds of funny things that these gurus are doing nowadays.
Yesterday, I talked to you about the subtle centers which exist within our being. The knowledge of this was known to Indians, to many Indian seers, thousands of years back. But they did not disclose it. There were two types of people who became aware of the higher powers of nature. One of them were the people who thought that we may be able to excite the nature itself. So they started worshipping all the 5 elements through the Veda mantras and all that. They tried to awaken the 5 mantras, the result of which we see today is the manifestation of science, that they have been able to harness the energy of those 5 elements. The second type of people who became aware that there must be some force which is giving us evolution, they started singing the praise of God in bhakti and requesting God to incarnate on this earth. These were the bhakti margis. That is how in the Virata, in the primordial being, there are 2 forces as are in the human beings, as I told you yesterday. One is the emotional force, which is the bhakti, which gives us existence. This is the force through which the whole universal was conceived, was desired, and in our Sahaja Yoga terminology, it is called as the Mahakali Shakti. On the right side of the Virat, as we have in the human beings, is the power of action, where he uses all the 5 elements to create, is the power of Mahasaraswati, according to Sahaja Yoga terminology. The third force that did not operate so openly started thousands and thousands of years back in this country, where people started giving Ishvara Pranidhan, which is the basic of Hatha Yoga. That is to establish Ishvara within you. First, the Ishvara must be established. The light of your spirit, your Atma, must be awakened. And then the cleansing must be done. And people must be established into their self-realization. This line of action was taken for very, very few people, extremely few. So much so that after Buddha, when Viditama, his one of disciples, went to Japan, he started a cult called as Zen, which is the same as Sahaja. And there they mentioned that in 6 centuries they had only 26 Kashyapas, means the ones who were realized. Even Indra was given realization, even Brahmadeva was given realization. So it extends up to the date when Brahmadeva was created out of Shri Narayana, Shri Vishnu. To us, all these deities are mythological things. Actually, they became mythological because when people started talking about the flower in which the honey was, people started worrying about the flower. They were more worried about the flower than the honey. So then the people came up, like Buddha and Mahavira, who said, better not talk about the flower at all. If you talk about the flower, people get stuck up at that point. They go discussing, arguing, and also getting into rituals which were dead, just trying to do some sort of a dead work, and the progress of their being was completely obliterated, and they could not go any further with it. it was then desired that something should be done to overcome this hurdle of human beings by which he gets stuck up to forms. So, many people on this earth came as gurus, as real gurus. The manifestation of this great principle of primordial master, as I told you yesterday, is called as Dattatreya, came on this earth many a times, and they tried to establish within us our sustenance, our dharma, with this central force of evolution. Only through by establishment of sustenance that we can evolve. As I told you yesterday about carbon, has its own sustenance. Gold has its own sustenance, that gold is not tarnishable. In the same way, human beings have their own sustenance. These gurus came on this earth to establish that sustenance within us. All of them are the incarnation of the same spirit. Like Raja Janaka, he came as Nanaka. Also Muhammad Sahib was the same personality, absolutely the same personality as Guru Nanak. There is no difference in their personality. Just the same. That's why Guru Nanaka came on this earth to tell people that you should not find on this basis of Hindu and Muslims. Because he realized, as Muhammad Sahib, that he had done a mistake to tell people that all human beings are just the same, and one should not force things in this manner. Actually, the whole thing gets perverted as soon as the disciples take the place of the gurus. Thus, we had the middle path built in by the gurus in the center of our being, as shown there, as called as the void. Today, we are going to discuss the void. What we call void in Sahaja Yoga is different from the way people talk of void. Void is the complete visceral cavity, which is called in Sahaja Yoga language as Bhavasagara. Many times you must have heard people singing songs, poets singing songs saying, Bhavasagara se para utaro. What is this Bhavasagara? This is the symbol, or this is the reflection of the whole entire universe that is created. This all universe is created by Brahmadeva. He is the one who is the creator, who is the Rachayita of this world, who created this beautiful universe. In that, specially, he created the Mother Earth. He has placed the moon and the sun on both the sides of this Mother Earth, and the representative of the Mother Earth within us is the Kundalini, the Muladhara. Now this universe exists within us. That is the Bhavasagara. This Bhavasagara exists in many stages in its evolutionary form, and today it is Kali Yuga in this Bhavasagara. I would say it is the dawn of Satya Yuga at the end of Kali Yuga. In this Bhavasagara is placed in the center is the center of Nabhi Chakra, and around it moves the center of Swadhisthana. Nabhi Chakra, as you know, is governed by Sri Lakshmi as the power of Sri Vishnu, and the Swadhisthana moves around it, which delimits our own personality and which creates all these different stars within us, or the planets within us. In these spaces, void are born the incarnations of the primordial master, who is called as Dattatreya. Dattatreya is the innocence of Shiva, of vibrations of Brahmadeva and of Shri Vishnu. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. The essence of these, the innocence of these, is embodied in the form of Dattatreya, who is the primordial master. So these masters who are born on this earth are innocence at its best, all integrated together. These masters have incarnated on this earth mainly 10 times, but there have been many other incarnations also. There have been repetitions just to correct themselves. As I told you yesterday, that Muhammad Sahib and Nanaka are both the same personalities of Dattatreya. The instance is given in the life of Guru Nanaka. When he was sleeping, people told him that your feet are towards Makkah, Kaaba, towards Kaaba. He said, all right, I'll remove my feet and put wherever you say. Then they put his feet on the other side, and again they found that his feet were facing toward Kaaba. Then he said, now tell me the place where there is no Kaaba, I'll put my feet. But they could not arrange it at all, because wherever he placed his feet, it was such a maya that always they found that the feet were towards Kaaba. Now Kaaba is a place where you have a beautiful Shivalinga, which is called as Makkeshwar Shiva in our Puranas. From ancient times, it is mentioned that there is a Pinda which is absolutely vibrating and which is there. Now Muhammad Sahib religiously avoided talking about that. He only said, if this stone can be so godly, why not human beings be? But he did not explain much. As it is, whatever he tried to explain, the people were so insensitive and so cruel that they tried to kill him many a times. They gave him poison. Ultimately, he died in a very, very bad state. They tortured his life. They were nomadic people. They used to live in tribes, very tribal by nature, and he tried his level best to propagate that there is God and God is above all and I am the messenger of God, but they would not listen to him. Then came, Nanaka, who preached that there should be no enmity between Hindus and Muslims. He preached that because he saw the Muslims behaving in such a manner, they were such fanatics, and they had become so funny that he could not understand how is it, these are the people whom I have made Muslims and what are they doing here? Now these gurus came on this earth to remove fanaticism. The last of them came as Shirdi Sainath. He was the one who has said very clearly, in Marathi he has said it, that to speak ill of any other religion is sin. Nothing can be more powerful than that. There are many people who worship Sainath, many people, but they drink. He was against drinking. All of them were against drinking. Why they were against drinking? Because the awareness is spread in your void. The awareness, the chitta, the attention is in your void and is nourished by your liver. The liver takes out all the poison from your awareness due to bad health, due to bad mind, due to anything from bad effects or negativity, and then it clears out, as I told you yesterday. So this awareness within us gets, that our awareness, human awareness, goes down through drinking. These people preach that you should not drink. I mean, the one thing they all preach together, that you should not drink. At the time of Muhammad Sahib, there was no smoking. So Guru Nanak also, at this time he found people smoking with big hookahs. He said, now for heaven's sake, do not smoke. Because they said, you just said that don't drink, so we will smoke now. Like in England, people say, what's wrong in drugs? After drugs were not opposed by any saints. So we can take drugs. So it is in my lot to tell them now drugs are the same. Anything that goes against awareness is not good. I mean, it is not something that they have said no because they were mad people. Whatever they said because it was the truth.
That the central one is the sustained power, means is the power by which we evolve. That means we get our sustenance as it is. This sustenance that we have got as a human being, when it is to be manifested on the five elements that we have within ourselves, the source is there, but we have to reach it to its different elements. When this interchange takes place, or we can say when we have to put this force outside, that is to be done through establishment of dharma on these. Like the superimposition, or you can say the connection. Like we can say there is sun. Sun is the source of light. And the source of light has come to this earth, which is created out of the five elements. So the sun's rays have to come. But when they come inside, in this room, what do? They enlighten this room. But it's only possible if there is dharma, means the light is there, the rays are there. The rays can be obstructed by many things. If the rays are obstructed, then there is adharma. So, the source of dharma, the spreading of dharma, and ultimately the manifestation onto the five elements is a complete thing that is void. This play goes on within us. Our evolutionary power, which has worked from the very beginning, from matter, when the matter got itself organized, when we had carbon as tetrahedron, then from carbon the life started. All this is the work of the sustaining force. Then we became human beings. Now we have got 10 dharmas within us, which we have to live on. These are the main 10 commandments. These 10 commandments we have to look after, and these are looked after by the people who are the primordial masters, as we call them, the incarnations of all. Like Raja Janaka, like Moses, like Socrates, like Nanaka. The last one was the Shirdi cycle. This is the principle, is there, is the primordial master. Now there is another principle that is in there, by which you receive it. This is called as the disciple principle, the primordial disciple principle, represented by the moon and the sun, presided by Buddha and Maya. So this disciple element, if it is not in you, you cannot receive it. But when you start receiving it, this dharma gets into you, and then you become the guru. You become the guru when this is completely sustained. It starts as a disciple and then ends up as a guru. This is the void part within us.
So, if you have to be a truthful person, just a truthful person, do not feel guilty about it. Do not feel you have committed sin. There's a little story in India that one missionary came to a village in India. Indian people are, the villages, very simple, They are not so sophisticated. So when he was going, they praised him a lot. And they said, "Sir, we are thankful to you that you have told us that what is sin and that we are sinners." But they didn't know they were sinning. And this is one of the things that Blake brought forth for us to show that Christ was a person who brought a new message over Moses. Of course, Moses was needed at the time when Jews had to come out. That was the time they needed it. And he brought these Shariat laws. It was Moses who started, but Muslims are following them. Here the Guru Tattva is expressed in the void there, where the 10 Gurus actually incarnated basically, and they reincarnated. Say we can start from Adinath, then we can come to other ones like Nanaka, Janaka. Janaka was much earlier. Then we can say Abraham, Moses. All these were Guru Tattva, Socrates. All these were Guru Tattva people, the people who came as prophets, the ones who came on this earth to teach us balance, to teach us the code of life. That was also an important part. But that was for what? Why? Why the code? Why the religion? Religion is for the ascent, to build you up. The innocence of these three aspects of God is made into a personality called Dattatreya, or the primordial master. He comes on this earth again and again. Especially 10 are the main incarnations. So he comes again and again on this earth to tell people about their dharma, their religion, their quality. That's their job. That's why Moses did not talk of an ascent. But that doesn't mean Moses does not play any part. But one can ask a question that why? Why the balance? Why did he talk of the balance? Why did he talk of the 10 commandments? For what? I mean, every intelligent man must ask. Every Jew must ask for what? Because without balance, you cannot ascend. I mean, even an aeroplane has to be a balanced thing to ascend. Anything, I mean, even if we are walking, we have to have a balance. So to establish the balance within us, these people came again and again, these 10 primordial beings. Some on the left hand side, some on the right hand side. It's very symbolic. The whole thing is so wonderful. So now we can say who they were. From the very beginning, we can say Socrates, Moses, Abraham, Lao Tse, we had Muhammad, Nana, Janak, and the last of all was Shirdi Sai, the one who lived in Shirdi. He is the last incarnation who came. After Muhammad, Nanaka came, after Nanaka, Shirdi Sai. All these are the one and the only one principle of primordial master who came, and they all said the same. First of all, they were against alcohol, against any kind of a intoxication. But say at the time of Moses, they didn't have cigarettes. See, so he didn't say about cigarettes. Naturally, they didn't have. So the people who follow Moses think there's nothing wrong in cigarettes because he didn't say. But that time there were no cigarettes. You see, all these sinful things were devised afterwards. So they didn't say prohibited. Now I don't know what other sins people are thinking about. That whatever I see, I say that don't do this. Supposing you ask me, I'll say don't do this. But tomorrow one may say that Mataji didn't say that don't do this. Because you see, human beings are good at finding out things by which they destroy. They are experts, you see. How to find out things by which your dharma is. So whatever at that time, whatever they thought was good, they said don't do it. Like Muhammad Sahib said that now I will not come anymore is the last prophet because he thought he's done the job.
But then he found that they are fighting and they are not at all bothered about their ascent or their balancing, but they are going to the other extreme. So he incarnated again as Mayaka and then as she decided. So these incarnations exist within us. If you see historically now, at the time of Moses and Abraham, you see Moses crossing the bridge. You see, this is significant here. This is the void. We call it the void, but then for them void is different. So we cross this in the same way Moses crossed through the bridging. And this bridging takes place when the Kundalini rises from that triangular bone and crosses over when the first bridging begins. Now one may ask a question then why did they think like that? Why is it they did not have the right idea about it? Why these mistakes were created? If there were realized souls, no doubt they were realized souls. But here the problem was in this country, all these Western countries, is that it's a very individual effort of a person. And traditionally it was not known so much about. What happens when the Kundalini rises? Say it is here in the stomach. Many people who have been to wrong gurus, who have been following wrong things, or those who think I am the guru, I know how to do it, and I am the one who has done it, they have to take the name of Moses. Unless and until you take his name, it won't rise. Kundalini won't rise. Now, when it reaches this point, you have to take the name of Christ. Here you have to take the name of Mohammed. Who was Mohammed? Nobody else but Moses. Moses himself was born. You will be surprised that Islamic people today are following Sharia. What is Sharia? If you have read Bible, it is the same as written for the Jews. Same thing they are following. What is written in the Bible, they are following. We are not following it, but they are following it. Which was said because when Moses came down, he found these people in such a big mess and such a big hell that he had to make a very, very strict law to pull them out of that hell. And that's why he gave such strict laws. Actually, if we have read the books of Essenes, I was surprised that many people who have read it showed it to me that they really clearly said that the laws were not so strong. But Moses had to make them so strong because people were absolutely hellish and they were going down so rapidly that he made those laws. But surprisingly, they are more followed by the Muslims and imposed on.
Now we will offer flowers, then followed by Arti.
ब्रह्मानन्दम् परमसुखदम् केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिः द्वन्द्वातीतम् गगन सदृशम् तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम्
चैतन्यं शाश्वतं शान्तं व्योमातीतं निरञ्जनं नादबिन्दु कलातीतं तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे
ध्यानमूलं गुरुमूर्ति पूजामूलं गुरुपदं मन्त्रमूलं गुरुवाक्यं मोक्षमूलं गुरुकृपा।
अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री आदिगुरु दत्तात्रेय साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो
गुरुआदेना जय निर्मला माताजी जय निर्मला माताजी दिल में सदा रहना माँ सबको दुआ देना सबको दुआ देना माँ सबको दुआ देना इतने लिए अवतार माँ इतने लिए अवतार विश्व में तेरी महिमा विश्व में तेरी महिमा तू गंगा यमुना माँ सबको दुआ देना सबको दुआ देना माँ सबको दुआ शरण में आया सुखाई मिला उसको बैठ के दिल में रोमा लौट के ना जाना माँ सबको दुआ देना सबको दुआ सदा रहना माँ सबको दुआ देना मानव में अवतार में कर दिया उजियारा कलियुग में माया है कलियुग में माया है फिर भी पहचान
let's raise our Kundalini and give ourselves bandhan. We will meditate now for a while, and we are looking forward to meeting you again tomorrow morning at the same time. Jai Shri Mataji.